Welcome back to One on One. I'm Christian Binder, and I'm joined by Russell Varner and Paolo De La Feld to discuss some World Cup soccer. Russell, kick us off here. Why should we watch the World Cup?
Well, beyond the fact that this is the biggest event in the world, this is going to be the first time that the World Cup is going to be held in a state within Africa. It's going to be held in South Africa. First time it's going to be held on African soil. This is a huge event. The World Cup, in the eyes of the world, is bigger than the Super Bowl. Okay, this is what everyone lives for. It comes around once every 4 years. In all the other countries, everything literally stops. Stores close, schools close, everything's done.
I can tell you, coming from Peru, everything paralyzes. Nothing else, but everybody's watching television, talking about games. It's non-stop soccer, every single day. And at the beginning, I was kind of worried about it being in South Africa, because you kept on hearing the tickets weren't selling, the stadiums weren't going to be ready.
The entire thing was the Togo,
exactly.
The team from Togo,
exactly.
And the shooting.
But
there.
then when I watched the Confederations Cup and the African Nations Cup, I saw the energy that the fans brought when they went to the stadium, the sound.
Those annoying horns, which are amazing.
It was so good. So I'm like,
so we know about the venue. We know, South Africa, really good place to hold the venue, good for Africa. But who are the stars to watch in the Cup? Pal, I'll start with you.
The World Cup is full of stars. I mean, which star do you not want to watch? Every team has about like 5 players that make up the best European clubs in Europe. You got Cristiano Ronaldo in Portugal. You got Drogba for the Africans in Cote d'Ivoire. Kaká, Rooney. There's just so many. Messi, of course. How can you forget Messi?
I was about to call you out on that one. Messi from Argentina. Wayne Rooney from England, another big guy. The guy that I want people to watch out for, a little less known, American Charlie Davies. This is a guy who was in a car crash last October, nearly took his life. He broke 2 bones in his leg, broke his elbow, wrist, both his eye sockets, his nose, literally was this close to death. They said there's no chance he's playing the World Cup. I was reading earlier today, he says there is about a 60 to 70% chance he's going to play in this World Cup. An amazing story and someone that I think everyone should watch out for.
Yeah, and going off of that, what are some key injuries aside from Davies that are going to be really, really important to deciding this year's Cup?
Biggest one, in my opinion, Rooney. Obviously, Wayne Rooney is really the English team. As he goes, so will that team. Now, this is a World Cup. If there is any chance at all that the player can play, no matter how good or bad he will be, he will play.
Oh,
but
yes,
Rooney,
definitely.
I think, is the big key injury for this entire
And a good news for Brazil is Kaká recently scored in the 2-1 victory against Zaragoza, giving La Liga a little bit more of life before Barcelona ends up winning it maybe. But also, Fernando Torres recently had his knee surgery, should be out for 5 weeks, should be able to be back for the World Cup, because as you know, Spain with Villa and Fernando Torres make a really good double at front.
Right. So what are these teams, of all the teams here, which is going to be the surprise team that really comes out and makes a play for the Cup, Paolo?
I think Chile will be a really good team coming out. Plus, with all the earthquake happening, it's going to give it more incentive for the players to really go behind their country and defend it. It finished second in the qualifiers, tied with Paraguay behind Brazil. And I went to watch them. It was just spectacular. Their way of playing, it was really good. And I think Marcelo Bielsa can take them far up into the Cup.
That's a good pick, but I'm going to have to disagree. I'm going to say any of the African countries that are playing in this World Cup. You have to remember, a host country has never failed to get past the qualifying round. So that puts South Africa in.
I know, but they have a really hard group with Mexico, France, and Paraguay.
He's got a point.
I know, but you can't go against history. And then also Ghana and Cameroon, a lot are countries that most people seem to forget, but they have great talent with players like Michael Essien and Samuel Eto'o, and they're going to have basically a home field advantage. And there is no sport in the world where home field means more than in soccer.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so let's end it here. Who wins? Russell.
I'm going to have to go with the #1 ranked team in the world right now. Got to go with Spain. There's just too much depth on that team. You have Iker Casillas at goaltender. You have Puyol as defender. They have more attackers than you know what to do with. Even if Fernando Torres doesn't play, you still have to deal with both David Silva and David Villa. Tell me, why could I be wrong? How could I be wrong?
But Spain has never won a World Cup. They have never passed the quarterfinals in a World Cup. They've done perfectly in the group stage. They've won all their games in the last 2 years, including the Confederations Cup. But they have never passed the quarterfinals. Last year, last year in 2006, losing to France, who ended up getting to the final. My pick to win is my team, Italy. With all their experience, all their players from last 2006 coming back, I think they have a chance. Everybody's outridden them as always, but they always come back and win.
True. As long as there's not another headbutt and no more Marco Materazzi talking.
For sure.
Absolutely. I got to say, though, these colors, they don't run. USA is my surprise team. Surprise team to win.
Baby.
But thank you both for your expertise. Coming up on the other side of this commercial break, Eric and I take our first trivia challenge from Robert Woner. You do not want to miss this.